There are a few certainties in life, but one thing for sure, you can count on a supercar to eventually drop its top. This is the 2019 McLaren 720S Spyder, and it is a convertible version of their most exceptionally capable super sports car. And it is indeed perhaps one of the most exhilarating ways to put pressure on the old hair follicles, because this car will go 202 miles per hour with the roof down. The Spyder loses nothing to the coupe in structural integrity, as the 720S was engineered from the start to be a convertible. The signature carbon fiber tub is as stiff as a frozen boot, so lopping off the roof panel doesn't really affect it. What it did do was present a challenge to the aerodynamic engineers who had to ensure the Spyder maintained the correct balance of slipperiness and downforce. Hence those sexy glazed flying buttresses that guide air over the tonneau cover and the active rear spoiler. McLaren engineered a new one-piece carbon fiber roof for the 720S. That, with its 8 electric motors, tucks away in a scant 11 seconds. Plus, the vertical rear window can be dropped independently. That thrust comes courtesy of a mid-mounted 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that twists out 710 horsepower at 7,500 RPM and 568 pound-feet of torque from a lofty 5,500 RPM. McLaren V8s are racy affairs that kick like a mule above 4,000 RPM, but they can feel a bit flat below that. Yet therein lies their charm and excitement. Like a naturally aspirated engine, you have to keep her on the boil. And once in the kill zone, this blaring bent 8 is an absolute unrelenting beast. It drives only the rear wheels through a seamless 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox. Within this beautifully leather-lined cabin, you'll find 2 rotary switches, one for handling, one for powertrain, each with normal, sport, and track settings. In track mode, McLaren uses something they call push technology that uses the built-up kinetic energy of the flywheel to deliver a real kidney punch when you upshift. It's very racy and very cool. One thing you will notice about the 720S Spyder, besides its obvious insane capabilities, is the fact that it actually has a pretty good ride over less than perfect surfaces. And credit for that goes to the McLaren Complex Proactive Chassis Control 2 suspension that hydraulically connects the left and right dampers. Put simply, it allows for generous vertical wheel travel, which dictates ride quality, while also maintaining the roll stiffness needed for ultimate handling. McLaren states the 27S to be its model with the widest bandwidth of abilities. Aside from the tricky part of actually getting in and out, it's about as user-friendly as a hypercar can be, although you will probably want to buy the electrochromatic roof panel, about $10,000, that goes from 5% tint to 90% with a touch of a button. The McLaren 720S Spyder arrives in Canada the spring of 2019 with a starting price of about $350,000. Now these ones are kitted out to around $400,000, which is where you're probably going to want to be. Now, what makes this car different from the other cars in this segment? Well, the McLarens are tingling with intensity. They're a little raw, a little more edgy, and they hardwire themselves into your driving mojo instantly. And this car is insanely fast. For Driving.ca, I'm Peter Blakeney.